Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today friends, we are going to learn red rods. This is one of the activity of sensorial, okay. You have to give this presentation after Brown stays. The age of this presentation is around 3 years and above. Now let me say you something. What is a child learning by giving this presentation, okay. The child is learning different dimensions. The differences between dimensions, the longest to shortest. So, this activity also indirectly prepare the child for arithmetic. Okay, we have similar activity in arithmetic which is known as number rods. That is the first activity you give it to the child in arithmetic. So, around he reaches the age of 4 years and above. So, when you are introducing arithmetic to the child, this activity will be similar to that because he has already worked with red rods and sensorial. Okay, so the child is indirectly preparing himself for arithmetic. So now I am going to give you the presentation of red rods. Okay, invite the child. The invitation has to be different in every time. You just can't say every time, shall I give you the presentation of brown stays? Shall I give you the presentation of red rods? No, this is not the way of inviting the child. Okay, tell something different. For example, I ask my child, are you tall or short? Okay, come on, who are your friends? Call them. Let me see who's tall and who's short. Okay, yes, exactly. Today I am going to give you the presentation of red rods where you are going to learn the tallest and the shortest. Would you like to learn about that? Once the child accepts the invitation, this is an individual presentation. Take the child to the sensorial environment where you have kept red rods. The red rods in the environment is arranged in succession from the tallest to the shortest. Okay. Then introduce the child, these are number rods. Then I will show you how to carry these rods to the mat. Tell the child to arrange a mat in the place of presentation. Okay. The first rod what you get is shortest. So, this is the way how you carry the rod. Okay. Bring it to the mat. The next rod comes tallest to the previous rod. Okay. So, the child can't carry the rod in one hand. So, it has to be in this way. Okay. Tell the child, will you carry the rod to the mat? Yes. So, one by one you are sending the rod to the mat in the same way. Okay. Yes. When it comes to the longest, how can a child carry in that way? So, you can tell the child to carry the longest rod in this way. Okay. Now, all the rods are arranged in a mat in a mixed up manner. See that the child has kept in a mixed up manner. Okay. Now, let the child sit next to your left. Okay, child. Now, I am going to give you the presentation of red rods. Okay. Just by your face expressions, try to figure out the longest rod. Okay. Which is the longest rod? You can take some of the rod and show. Is this the longest rod? I don't think so. Yeah. This is the longest rod. Okay. So, now I am going to place this rod here. Now, which is the next longest rod? You can just assume by searching which is the next longest rod. Yeah. Ask the child, is this the next longest rod? The child says yes. Okay. Then you can place like this and slightly push towards the previous rod. Yes. Now, which is the next longest rod? Yes, this is the next longest rod. Okay. So I am going to place this right below the previous one and slightly push. Yes. At the time of placing the rods, see that you make a straight line to your left side. Okay. Now which is the next longest rod? This one. Slightly push. Okay. Yes, we have still rods left here. Which is the next longest? Actually, indirectly the child is measuring the rods, okay. Yes, this is the next longest rod. So I keep here and slightly push. Yes. Tell the child, can you see I am making a straight line here? Okay. Because if you are not making the child to observe this movements, he can just arrange something in this way. Okay. So make sure that there is a straight line when you are placing the rod to the left side. Now which is the next longest rod? Yeah, this is our next longest rod. Okay. So I place here and slightly push. Now fewer rods are left. So I think so now the child knows which is the next longest rod. Yeah, slightly push. Then before asking, the child might say this. Okay. So you can keep this. The next longest, you can't say the next longest. Okay. So this is the shortest one. Yes. Now you can tell the child, see, I have arranged the rods from the longest to the shortest. Okay. Shall I check this? Yes. From the longest, assume it, to the shortest. Okay. Now you can give the presentation by saying, okay, which is the shortest? The child point out at this. Which is the longest? The child point out at this. Okay. Now tell the child, see child, I have arranged the rods in the same way how it was arranged on the environment. Okay. So here I finished the presentation by giving the activity of red rods.